Keeping it real basic, we can do arithmetic in Mathematica. Mathematica, what's 4 plus 7? 11. I typed 4 plus 7, then I did shift return when my cursor was in this cell. Do you see this blue line over here? Whatever's in this horizontal line is called a cell. I typed 4 plus 7 in that cell, kept my cursor in the cell, and did shift return. You also see on the left, in 5 and out 5. That means this is input 5 and the 11 is output 5. If I re-enter it again, it'll say input 6 and output 6. I just re-entered it. To re-enter it, just go ahead and put your cursor on the line and just do shift return. Shift return enters Mathematica code, and you can see the input output number keeps going up. I don't really care what numbers those are. It can do multiplication, 4 times 7. It can do division, 4 divided by 7. But if I do it this way, it spits back the answer as a fraction, 4/7. But what is that as a decimal? It's a few different ways you can do it. The quickest way is to do 4 divided by 7 decimal point, and it will give you a decimal. That's the quickest way to get a decimal approximation. Another way to do it is to use capital N, square brackets, and then type 4/7. That's another numerical approximation. The benefit of using the capital N is with fractions, at least, you can get an arbitrary number of decimal places, or significant figures, one of the two here, 100. I think it's the number of decimal places. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Yes, that's the number of places after the decimal here. I did 100. How about 10,000? Woohoo! There it is. Fun. And I can do it with pi as well. Mathematica. What's a numerical, the first 10,000 digits of pi? There they are. Fun. Already Mathematica is more fun than your calculator. Wait, where'd that pi come from? I did escape P escape to make a pi. Fun. Escape P escape. Do it again. Escape P escape. Makes a pi. You also can get it from this writing assistant, which can be found by going to this palettes menu and going to writing assistant. Palettes menu, writing assistant. And if you look carefully here, searching for things, there's a pi here somewhere. There's a pi. I see it. Okay, it's probably too hard for you to see in back here. Right there. There's a pi. Click that button. There's a pi. Okay. It's more fun to just do escape P escape. Escape P escape. Or capital PI is another option. If you forget escape P escape. The number E is not a little e. Little e is just E. Capital E is the number E. Capital E. Capitalization is very important in Mathematica. What I want, a basic thing I want you to do for the homework due Friday is to make a plot, a basic plot of a function. There's a couple different ways this can be done. I do want you to get used to entering functions using function names like f. I think I showed this to you before. F of x. So I typed f in the square brackets. Mathematica doesn't do what we do by hand where we use parentheses for the input. Uses square brackets. Mathematica reserves parentheses for doing things like this. Using the distributive property. 4 times 7 plus 2 in parentheses is 4 times 9 is 36. Mathematica reserves parentheses for that. Function inputs use square brackets. When you first define the function, you've got to use the variable name, then an underscore. That is an absolute must. The underscore. When you first define the function. Once it's defined, then you don't use that anymore. An equal sign is good enough. I like doing a colon equals. But maybe for the sake of not confusing you, we'll just do an equal sign. There's other reasons for doing colon equals. Oh, let's say we got the function x squared. Type it like that. Enter it. You should see an output like that. If I want to confirm that's the right output, I can retype f of x without an underscore, and I get x squared back. That really is because I defined the function to be x squared. If I ask Mathematica, what is g of x? Mathematica will say nothing because I haven't defined g of x. But I have defined f of x. So f of x does give me an output of x squared when I enter it. Okay, here's the basic command to use for plotting. Plot with the capital P. And then inside the square brackets for this built-in Mathematica function, plot with the capital P, type the function you want to plot, then a comma, then curly braces, then your domain written as x comma, x min, say is -5, x max is +5. If I enter this as is, by doing shift return, I will get a graph. There it is. Graph of x squared, x going between -5 and 5. Notice Mathematica picked the y range for me. Mathematica picked y min, it looks like to be maybe -1 or -1.5, and y max to be about 26 or 26.5. It chose it for me. Can I choose it? This will be the last thing I show you today. Yes, I can, though it's a bit of a pain. By the way, you can copy and paste Mathematica code. Notice I'm clicking on the cell here. I'm going to do a Control-C for copy. Go down here till I see a horizontal line and do a Control-V for paste. And then go back in here, put a comma, type the word plot range with a capital P and a capital R. Then make an arrow by typing a minus sign and a greater than sign, and it morphs into an arrow right away. Do that again. Minus sign, greater than sign morphs into an arrow. Then in curly braces, put your y range, but you do not put the letter y here. If I want y to go from, say, -20 to +50, put a -20 comma +50. And now it has done the y range that I picked there, making the graph appear different, but it is the same graph of the same function. It's just the scales are different. Okay. So I'm going to have you make a basic plot by defining a function for the homework and turn that in as part of what you turn in on Friday. This is adjusting the x min and x max. This is adjusting the y min and the y max. Commas, square brackets, curly braces, capitalization are all essential. Make sure you do it exactly the way I showed you. Otherwise, you get errors.